Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share, if you watched this video, and I was making a 5x7 vertical easel card, and I got asked to make this because I had made a 6x6 card years ago, and someone asked if they could do it in 5x7, and I made it in a 5x7. But the opening was really small and I didn't love that. So I tried making a bigger opening. And if you watched this video, you saw that I cut it down further. And then when the center was in there, when you pushed it up, it wouldn't actually stand flat because the folds were too deep down. And it's like, okay, well, I didn't want to scrap that card completely. So I thought, you know what can I do with it? So I cut that aperture out, and I'm essentially going to make the same type of card, but with the center aperture cut out instead. And I decided I'm going to do that with the, on the center panel, I'm going to use the Crafter's Companion Roses in Bloom decoupage set. So I got one of the pads out. It comes with these were from years ago, and it came with a stamp set that stamps all these, but also there was a pad pre-printed, and then these dies. And you just line up the dies. So this die has a little notch on it, and it goes on the one. And if you just cover up the one and line it up, and you do that on all of them. This one I'm going to have to run twice to get 2 leaves, but and then just run it through. Okay, now I've got all my little pieces cut and embossed. And you can see this one, it gives you a little bit of an edge round, and these do not give you really a border. And the reason for that is because you don't want a border on them when you're stacking them up. Now you can shape these a little bit if you want. I usually just kind of round them a little bit just so that they're not completely flat. And then I like to use my 3D glue gel. And essentially all you do is you line them up. So this one, and you can see this one has the most, then this one, then this one, then that one, and then the 2 leaves. So you kind of go with the biggest piece to the smallest piece. And that's kind of how these work. And it'll give you a really nice effect, decoupage effect. So we're just going to put that one on. And then I go with the 2. And the more glue gel, or if you use foam pads, you can make it as thick, as high or as low, as flat as you want. Totally up to you. Now I'm going to set that to one side while I mat and layer the card. Okay, so to mat and layer this, the way that I did it is because these are so thin, I basically cut rectangles instead of cutting. I guess I could have cut one piece, but I didn't really have enough. And so I'm going to cut these into separate. So I'm going to kind of place it down here where it would go. Okay. And then open it up and just draw a pencil line. That gives me that bottom one. And then same with this one. I'm going to put this one where I want it to go. And if you cut this in 2 pieces, just 2.5 inch or just shy of 2.5 inch strips, you could just do 1. But I didn't cut it that way because I'm trying to use up my scraps. Now, I've got all those on there. That's my bottom one. So this one goes down here. And I'm going to, let's see, goes like that. This one goes like that, right? Yes. And this one goes like that, and this one goes like that. So these are my pieces, and then I've got my 4 strips of card that I'm going to stick on there, and I'm going to bias it towards, I want to make it like basically right up against the edge on these two edges. Okay, so I've got these all cut, and they do fit mostly pretty well. And then I need to put a piece of acetate across there, and the piece that I have is 1 inch wide by 4 1/4 inches long, and it just fits. But I'm not going to have a lot of room to glue on there, so I'm going to have to just kind of glue on the corners. So that's okay. This is my making it work card. It's not perfect, but I still think it'll look good. It's basically, you know, don't throw away your mistake. See if you can fix it. And then I'm also trying to use up scraps of paper. So that's why these are cut in pieces as opposed to in one single piece, because I didn't want to cut another 12-inch sheet. And I should say this is from the Crafter's Companion Kindly Thoughts collection. And now for my stopper for my easel card, I need some foam tape. And you want to put this in just not very far, kind of right on the edge, but you want to get it straight. There. And then you can put your sentiment in there or on the back, whichever you want to do. And now, when you put that up, you've got this nice easel card with the opening and your acetate to hold your embellishment. So I'm going to put that on there with, what's the best? I'll put some, and you only want to attach right to the middle of the acetate, because if you attach all the way across, when it bends, it's going to try and either bend the whatever you put on the top, or it'll just pop off because it won't stick. So only put your adhesive right in the center of that piece of acetate. So whatever you're going to adhere on there, it needs to kind of be one piece as opposed to a bunch of little pieces. And then just kind of, it would have been better if I'd waited till this glue dried, but it didn't. I didn't, so. But okay, and it looks like that. And honestly, I really like the way that came out. So considering it was a mistake, and it looks pretty darn good. So anyway, there's your 5x7 vertical easel. Using the Crafter's Companion Kindly Thoughts collection and Crafter's Companion Decoupage Florals. So, and I'll add a sentiment to that at some point, but yeah, that looks pretty nice. All right. Well, thanks for watching.